Let's begin our practice with a little bit of centering and setting the context for today's class. So adjust your posture, keeping the eyes closed. Bring all your attention back inward to the body. Observe how you're holding the body, starting with the legs. Check if you're clenching, tightening any muscles. Are you allowing the legs to be limp and heavy? Become aware of all parts of the legs and see if you can bring some activeness, as if you're about to lift the legs off the floor. There's no obvious movement happening, just that subtle activeness, as if you're about to move the legs. And the same with the buttocks. Observe all the back muscles, the spine. See if you're keeping the back as straight as you can, lengthened, as if someone's pulling your head gently upward. Observe your shoulders, the upper back. Are your shoulders relaxed, away from the ears, open? Check your arms, all the way to the palms and fingers. Wherever your hands are resting, are they pressing into the legs? Can you make the arms more active? You can bring your fingers into a chin mudra, the forefinger and thumb, very gently touching each other, the other three fingers straightened out, but not too taut, not tense. Your palms, the back of your palms, very gently in contact with the knees or wherever they are placed on the legs. Now bring the same quality to the rest of the arms, the rest of the body. Is your belly soft and relaxed? Moving as you breathe in and out? Is the rib cage open? Allowing the lungs to move freely as you breathe in and out. When you breathe in, is there room for the lungs to expand downward, forward, even upward? Observe the position of your neck, especially the back of the neck. Is your head bending forward too much? Bringing an extra stretch on the back of the neck? Or is it raised too high? Bringing a crease on the back of the neck. Can you adjust to keep the head right in between? Neutral. And lastly, observe your face, all the facial muscles. Imagine you saw someone you really love coming in front of you and you're just about to smile. Your face is breaking into a smile. Notice that subtle activeness. You're not fully smiling, but as if you're about to smile now. Now, with this state of the body, observe the state of your mind, the mental activity. Is the mind distracted, restless, relaxed? Become aware, acknowledge whatever it is with the state of mind right now. And for today's practice, tell yourself that you will remain fully present with whatever is happening with the form, body, breath, mind, constantly. Whenever we talk of ourselves as I, there is a feeling that the I is the body, is the mind. There is a feeling of being a very confined, restricted, small form, which is the I. When I refer to myself by my name, there is the notion of Lalita being this body and mind. Now, with all our yoga practices, we are trying to see whether we are really confined or limited to this body mind. Where exactly is the I? Who is that I? And how to realize the true I, the true self. In today's class, we'll practice one of the approaches to get to that I, the consciousness, which is present behind and through all the forms in creation. So when we say I, there is this intelligence that is experiencing all of the material world through this body mind, through everything in creation. So the forms that we are, the forms around, are all a manifestation for that formless consciousness to experience. So when we say I, we are usually caught in I am tasting, I am smelling, I am seeing. So we think the body mind are experiencing everything in the outer world. But while being present with our experiences through the body and mind, we can also realize, understand that the one experiencing is beyond or more than the body mind. To understand this better, in today's class, we will use the concept of dividing the body into right half, left half. We will use duality, go through all the experiences with duality. And in this duality of left and right, as we become equally fully aware of both the left and right, we start coming into that neutrality where there is no duality. We'll go a little deeper into that through the practice, but for now, coming back to this awareness of the form, the body, mind, setting an intention to be fully present with the body, mind, setting an intention to enjoy whatever you're doing while you're on the mat. Let us begin with 3 rounds of Om chanting, staying light and easy. Take a relaxed breath deep into the belly for the first round. And now bringing your palms together, you can rub them. Up your eyes, take a few moments and slowly blink your eyes open, looking into your palms. Let's begin. So today we'll start with gentle body movements to loosen up the joints, start moving muscles through the body. You can come into a tabletop position. Hi, Ravi. Yeah. Now make sure your palms are underneath the shoulders. Your knees are underneath the hips. Let's start with some transition between child's pose and the cobra. Just sit back on your heels, looking to the front of your mat. Extend your arms as much as you can, gently inching your fingers forward. And now as you breathe in, come up to the tabletop, and if you're comfortable, drop your hips also down, looking up. And as you breathe out, going back to your child's pose. This time, as you take your hips to the heels, you can drop your forehead to the mat. Now adjust your arm position if you want, where the position of your palms are, and we'll continue with this. Opening up the front and the back of the body. As you breathe in, you raise up. Even if you can't go fully down with the hips, how much ever your hips allow you. And as you breathe out, taking your hips back to the heels, your forehead to the mat. Let's go for 2 more rounds. Notice what is happening in the spine, all the back muscles. Is there any stiffness, tightness? And come back to a neutral position again. You can adjust the palms, bring the hands back right underneath the shoulders. And this time, As you breathe out, you will twist to look towards your heels. Breathing in center, breathe out, look at your heels from the other side. Opening up the sides of the hips, the torso. See if you can stay light on your palms, your knees, your feet. Keep going with your breathing for 3 rounds. See how much you can move the hips to the side. Look towards maybe the opposite, the other heel as well. Finish the 3 rounds on both sides. And then you can come into a neutral position. Make sure you're spreading your fingers, gently pressing into the knuckles and palms as well. Now we move the shoulders to get a wrist rotation. So trying to move the shoulders in a circle, getting your wrist rotation. You can go for 5 rounds. Relaxed breathing. And then go 5 rounds in the opposite direction. Notice if there's too much pressure at the base of the palm and the wrist joint. Be active in the fingers, the palms, the knuckles. Finish your 5 rounds in the opposite direction as well. And coming back to the center, just turn your palms upwards with the fingers pointing towards each other. We'll just stay there for a little bit. A different stretch for the wrist joint. Your palms are facing upward, fingers pointing towards each other. If you're comfortable, see if you can make a loose fist and open it out again. Just trying to move the fingers also. And slowly place the palms back. Now we tuck the toes and go into a mountain. Take a few moments in your mountain, alternately bending one knee, pushing the other heel to the mat, gently opening up the back of the legs, the lower back. Slowly allow the hips to go higher. As you bend one knee, try to push the other heel to the mat. Now from here, if you're comfortable, we will start walking the feet forward to come into a forward fold. Otherwise, you can come to a kneeling position and then stand up and come to the front of your mat. If you can, it's okay even if your knees are bending. Try to come into a forward fold. And from there, raise your hands from the sides, come up all the way. And relax. Remember, wherever we are doing the forward folds, if you have a sensitive back, if you have any issue with the back, instead of trying to raise the arms from front, which makes it more intense for the lower back, you can raise your arms from the sides. Okay, now coming to the Samasthiti. Check if your weight is equally balanced on both the feet. Today's practice, from now on, as we move through the postures, we will try to maintain an awareness of the 2 halves of the body. So in whatever posture you are, you try to draw a central vertical line, become aware of the right half, and then take your attention completely to the left half. Sometimes we might be in a symmetric posture, but let's say, just for example, even if the body is bending sideways, you are still drawing a line to the center of the body. Become aware of all parts on the right half of that central line, and then become aware of the left half. So using that awareness of the left and right, we try to come to a state where we don't feel the body much, coming into that state of lightness, Understanding, this is again in a deeper yogic philosophy concept. This is how you can come to the state of realizing that formless within you, the consciousness within. So let's see how that works and how it feels today for us. Standing in the Samasthiti, we try a different variation of the sun salutation, the Surya Namaskara. The first round, we will hold the postures for a bit, trying to again explore this idea of right and left. So in your Samasthiti, take a breath in. Try to keep the belly relaxed. As you breathe out, join your palms in front of the chest, Pranamasana. Now, as you breathe in, you will bend halfway, opening the arms out to the side. So you can keep the knees bent if needed. So we are bending only halfway and arms are open to the side. Now from here, as you breathe out next, now even in this posture, now find that central line. Become aware of all the parts in the right half, all the parts in the left half. Observe your arms. If you think you're clenching some part of the shoulders, try to relax them. It's okay if they're a little lower, a little more to the front or back. Find a position where you're comfortable. And as you breathe out next, you will twist along the spine, keeping the arms in a T shape, the letter T, and slowly twist to the left. So with the arms open, you're slowly twisting to the left. Now, even with this position, can you draw that central line? See what all parts come on the right half of that line. Now, even in this twist, can your head be in the center? When we are twisting, sometimes the head goes away from the central axis. Your head and the spine are in the central line, but twisting. And it's okay to keep the knees bent if you need to. Observe all the parts on the right half, left half. And as you breathe in next, come back to the center. As you breathe out, same way, twist to the other side. Try to keep the head in the center. The spine is to the center but twisting. And now again, observe the body. Dividing the body into right half and left half. Notice what all parts come in the right half. And now shift your attention completely to the left half. And breathing in, you come back to the center. Breathe out here. As you breathe in, with the arms to the side, straighten up and gently arch back. Your gaze can be diagonally at the top corner of the ceiling. Even here, the same exploration, awareness of both halves, right half, left half. Observe your hips. Are you allowing the hips to open in front? Your chest open? Observing both halves, one after the other. As you start getting used to carefully observing both the halves, you'll notice that any intensity in the posture starts reducing, dissolving a bit. Now straighten up. As you breathe out, go into a forward fold now. Bringing your hands down. Again, feel free to keep the knees bent. Let your head hang loose, looking towards the knees. If you're comfortable, you can straighten the knees. Try to reach your fingertips to the mat. If you have a back issue and the forward fold is too much, you can stay in a half forward fold, palms on the shins, back straighten. That is also fine. Come back again to that observation of the right half, and the left half. Are you aware of what parts are in the right half now of the central line? Carefully observe all the parts in the left half. And the next time you breathe in, you can place your fingertips down if needed. If needed, bending the knees and take the left leg all the way back. Place the knee down. Now slowly we raise the arms. If needed, you can place your palms on the knees and straighten the upper body. And if you're comfortable, raise the arms all the way back. Otherwise, you can stay with your palms on the front knee. Here again, try to draw a line through the central part of your body. Can you become aware of all the parts on the right half now? See how you're holding the right leg, the right hip, the right half of the torso, the right shoulder, arm, the right half of the neck, head and face. And same way, can you observe the left half? All the parts. You don't have to go slowly one after the other. If you can become aware of each and every part together, that's also fine. And as you breathe out next, bringing your palms back to the mat, slowly going into a plank. Take your time to tuck the back toes, lift the knee, going into a plank. In your plank, check the right and left again. See if you can keep the hips right in the middle, neither sagging too low nor raised higher than the shoulders. But if it's too intense, you can raise up a bit, that's okay. Or you can even place your knees down. Otherwise, can you observe both halves? And then you can place your knees down. We will go into a side plank. If you're not sure of how to go into it, there are two versions. The simpler one is we go to the side plank on the left arm, balancing on the left side. So the simpler version is you take the right leg back, raise your arm up, and if you're comfortable, take the arm all the way back. So this is the supported, simpler version. And this inner foot, the left foot can go inward, outward, whatever you need to find your balance. Now the full side plank is, from your plank, you turn to the side so that your feet are stacked on top of each other, or they can be one in front of the other. And then you raise the arm. If you're comfortable, also take the arm overhead. So whichever version you can. We don't have to hold this for very long because this is a more challenging pose. So go into the version that's comfortable for you, either with the left knee down, foot to the back, the right leg straighten and up, or with both legs straightened. And as you breathe out next, you can bring your palm back into plank. Same thing with the other side now. You can go on your knees, straighten the left leg out and raise the left arm, or you can go into the full plank where you stack both legs one on top of the other, raise the arm. If you're comfortable, you can take the arm overhead also. And then slowly placing the palm back, coming to your plank. Now go to Ashtanga Namaskara, knees down, chest down, chin down. Can you stay here for a bit? Divide the body in two halves. Observe the right half, left half. And from here, flatten the belly, stretch the toes out. We lift into a cobra or upward dog. Cobra, where you're keeping the lower body on the mat, lifting the upper body. If you're comfortable, the toes are stretched to the back. You will even lift the body further to bring the knees off the mat. Only if it's comfortable. Stay active in your palms, fingers. Here again, can you quickly divide the body into halves? Observe the right half, left half. And slowly, tucking the toes, transition to a down dog. Adjust your pose if needed. You can step forward by one step if that feels more stable. Come back to observing the two halves. Are you active in both the halves? Aware of all the parts in the right half. Aware of all the parts in the left half. And now slowly, as you breathe in, you will step that left foot forward. Place the right knee down, toes stretched out. You can bring your palms onto the knees or directly take them all the way up. Find your stability. Start becoming aware of the right half. Is every part contributing to the asana? Observe the left half. You're mentally relaxed as you observe. And the next exhalation, you place your palms back on the mat and tucking the back toes, lifting the knee, you step into a forward fold. All of the posture practice, you're going to stay with that same principle, observing the right and the left half. And this time, as you breathe in, you can raise your arms along with the head or from the side. As you come up all the way, you can even bend the knees as you come up, lengthening, arching back gently. Can you find the balance by observing both halves of the body? And as you breathe out, straighten up, palms in front of the chest. Breathe in and bring your hands down. Observe how the body feels after this first round. Going slow can make it a little more intense. Check if you're feeling the state of samasthiti, balanced, stable, neutral through the body. If there are strong sensations in some part, allow them to dissolve. You can bring your hands down by the sides. Relax. Take a few breaths here as we move through the other half of the sun salutation. We'll go a little faster, but even then, in each posture, just quickly trying to observe right half, left half, that we're becoming aware of both the halves to find that balance, coming back to a neutral state wherever we are. So let's begin the next half cycle, standing in your Samasthiti, active in every part as if you're ready to move each part. Relaxed mentally, belly soft. Take a nice relaxed breath into the belly, breathing out, palms in front of the chest. Observe. When I say observe, it's the right and left half. We might take an extra breath, but we won't stay for too long in this cycle. As you breathe in next, come into a half forward fold with the arms stretched to the side. And observe. You can look to the front, aware of both halves. As you breathe out next, you twist to the left. Observe. Is your head in the central axis? As you breathe in next, come back to the center. Breathing out to the other side. Observe. As you breathe in next, come back to the center. Breathing out, go into a forward fold. Dropping your hands down. Observe. As you breathe in next, this time right leg goes all the way back. Place the knee down, toes stretched out. You can raise your arms up directly or take the support by placing them on your thighs and then raising up. Gently arching back, your arms can be parallel or joined in a, palms can be joined in a namaste. Observe. As you breathe out, coming back to your plank. Adjust your plank, shift your shoulders to come right above the wrist. And this time we go into a side plank on the right side first. You can place the knees down, stretch the left leg back, or go into a complete plank. And if you're comfortable with the plank, see if you're okay, take the hand overhead as well. Otherwise, keep your hand where it is. As you breathe out, coming back to your plank, placing the palm down, breathing in plank on the other side. Breathing out, back to plank. Go into your Ashtanga Namaskara. Knees down, chest and chin down. Take a few moments to observe. Breathing in to Cobra or the upward dog. And again observe. Breathing out, tucking your toes, going into downward dog. Observe. And as you breathe in, looking to the front edge of your mat, stepping the right foot forward, left knee down, toes stretched out, raising the upper body. Observe the right half, left half. Breathing out, Placing the palms back, coming into your forward fold. Observe. Coming up as you breathe in, aware of all the body parts even as you transition. Arching back, observe. Breathing out next, straighten up, palms in front of the chest. Observe. Breathing in, hands down by the side. Coming to your Samasthiti. Take your time to observe. As we relax, a perfect time again to split the body in two halves. Observe whatever is happening in both halves. Are you fully aware of all the parts in the right half? All the parts in the left half? Is there a balance in both? Check the weight on both the feet. When the body is balanced, it feels weightless. A great opportunity to try and find that I that is weightless. The observer in you. That part of you is formless, weightless, present all the time. You can slowly open your eyes. One more posture to try and test and become aware of the two halves of the body, which can be a little more challenging in the tree pose, Vrikshasana. So just place the left foot nice and firm, spreading the toes, stable on the left foot. Shift all the weight to the left leg and raise the right leg up. You can lift your foot, bring it on the inside of the thigh. See if you can balance here. If not, you can even stay with your leg against the calf muscle. Vrikshasana, many times, the minute we put the foot in, we press harder into the standing leg. So this awareness by splitting the body will help us be active in all parts. Now, arm position, you can either keep it just simply by your side, in a namaste in front of the chest, or raise your arms up, either in a namaste or they can be open. The arms can be open. Be the tree where you can be most comfortable, wherever the arms are. And now fix your gaze if needed at some point, and internally just visualize that you're drawing a line along the central axis. Now observe all the parts on the right. Fix your gaze and that becomes easier. You can even interlock your fingers and open out the the forefinger if you're keeping the arms together at top. Sometimes that helps with the balance as well. Look at some dot or mark somewhere in front of you, even as you observe internally the right half, left half of the body. A simple tree pose is where the big toe is touching the floor. So even that is a balancing posture. Each tree can look different. Become aware of both the halves all the parts, one half at a time, and then try to observe both halves together. Can you find that weightlessness even in this? It may not come right away, but with practice, that is where we are headed. Whatever the pose, not feeling the body much. And slowly, you can bring your arms down, bring the leg down. Now observe how both halves of the body are feeling. It's much easier to notice the differences, especially after a balancing pose like tree. And by simply observing each half, come back to that state of samasthiti. And let's explore the same on the other side. So standing nice and firm on the right leg. Keep your left leg wherever the foot can be placed comfortably. So one option, the simplest one, is where the big toe is gently touching the floor, which means you're still active in the standing leg, or against the calf, or up against the thigh. Just make sure the heel is not pressing against the knee joint. Adjust your hand position. See what kind of a tree you would want to be. Take the attention internally, observing both halves of the body. With a relaxed mind, divide the body. Observe the right half. Observe the left half. And slowly, you can come out of the pose. Take a few moments to come back to samasthiti. And gently come to a seated position, sitting with your legs stretched out in front of you. You can lie down on your back. Bend your knees, bring them to your chest. Gently hugging the knees. Roll on your back side to side. Coming back to the center. You can open your arms out at shoulder level on the floor, palms facing down. And drop your legs to the floor on the left. Gently lift your head, turn it to look to the right. And then relax your head. Close your eyes. Let go of the body. Allowing all the muscles to relax. Enjoying the flow of breath and whatever effect it is having on the body. Let go of any clenching, holding. You're slowly winding down, relaxing the muscles. 4. Remain aware of all the body parts. 3. 2. 1. Now slowly come back to the center. And gently drop your legs to the right side. Turn your head to look left. Close your eyes and relax. Observe all the body parts. Let go, releasing any tension, any tightness. Simply enjoying the flow of breath and whatever the posture is doing. Staying here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your head and knees back to the center. Gently hugging your knees, roll again on your back just to make sure there's no pinching of the skin, the muscles on the back. And coming to the center, stretch your legs, point the soles upward, point your palms upward. Gently tighten, release your fingers and toes a few times. Now take your arms overhead to the floor. Stretch your legs to the floor, to the mat. Give yourself a full body stretch. And then bring your hands next to the body to relax in Shavasana. Shavasana, the last stage of our practice. We will use that also to find that I. Let go of the whole body. Allow it to feel heavier on the mat. For the first few minutes, we will explore the same right and left concept here as well. So become aware of the whole body and drawing a central line through the body. Become aware of the right. Now, whenever you say I, is that I? Where is that I? Is it in the right half of the body? Can you locate it? The right half of your brain? Keep going back to the I as you become aware of both halves. Now move your attention to the left half. And when you say I, can you locate it in the left half? Left half of the brain, left half of the body. Is there any place that you can find who that I is? Become aware of the body as a whole. And now think of the I that you keep referring to. Where is that I? Can you locate it in any specific part? Is it all over the body? Is it in any part of the body? Is it in any part of the head, the brain? Is it the eyes or somewhere behind the eyes? Now divide the body into halves again, becoming aware of the right half of the body, all the parts in the right half. Just imagine that the whole of the right half is crumbling, disintegrating, disappearing completely. And move your attention to the left The whole of the left half is also slowly crumbling, disintegrating, dissolving, disappearing. The whole of the body is disintegrated, but the I that is aware of this, that was observing the disintegration, is still there. Who is this I? Where is this I? Can you stay with that in complete silence, stillness for the next few minutes? This part of you, the I, is experiencing the world of matter through the five senses, through the mind, through the form that you have. But in itself, the I is not just the form. So turn around and look at and try to find that I. Or sense the I. Can you sense it? It is beyond sensing, perceiving. You are that. You can only sense, perceive something outside or be which is not you. So just stay with that I, exploring the I. Whatever cannot be experienced, felt, sensed is you, the I, the same I, the same you. There are no separate I's. Becoming aware of who or what you are in essence, then living in the world of form, the material world, experiencing, doing everything we need to, we want to, can be so much more beautiful without the suffering that comes with it. The suffering that comes with the belief or the misunderstanding that I am just this form, this body mind that goes by this name. remaining the one who is experiencing, observing. Can you become aware of the body? Start becoming active in the body, moving the fingers, toes, hands, and legs. Taking your time to stretch the body, move it in any way that the body needs right now, and slowly coming up to a seated position. Sitting up comfortably. It's time to end our practice. Bringing the palms together. Being the observer. Being the one who's experiencing all of life through this form that we have. With gratitude for this body mind that are allowing us to experience this manifest world. Let us just take a bow in gratitude. Come back up and rubbing the palms. Feel that energy, that heat between the palms. Cup the eyes. Take a few seconds and slowly blink the eyes open. Thank you. Take care.